When was the last time you grew beyond what you thought was possible? Not comfortable growth. I mean the kind of growth that stretches you until it hurts. The kind of growth that causes you to leave something behind. Leave something behind just to become something more. Here's the truth. Expansion always costs you something. And if you're not willing to pay that price, you will stay exactly the size you are for the rest of your life. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Living the Laws. I'm Larry Law Sr., and this is another edition of Wednesday Wisdom Live. Whether you're joining us live or catching a replay, I'm glad you're here. But before we dive in, I invite you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. This is your midweek reset, a place where leaders like you come to recharge, refocus, and rise in your leadership journey. And as we get started, I want you to reflect on what kind of leader you're becoming. If you haven't taken a leadership assessment, please do so. I will give you clarity to find out where you are to where you need to go. You can find the link in the description, and don't forget to join the Living the Laws leadership community so that we can continue to grow together. On today's episode, we're going to dive into the law of expansion. There is no finish line when it comes to your potential. Most of us are only tapping into a fraction of what we are actually capable of doing. And the reason isn't ability, it's mindset. Here are 3 shifts I have to make. I want you to expand on your capacity. Number 1, stop thinking more work. Start thinking what works. Doing more of the same thing will not grow you. It just wears you out. Growth isn't about grinding harder at the wrong things. It's about getting honest about what's actually moving the needle and cutting the rest. Number 2, stop thinking, can I? Start thinking, how can I? Can I is a question loaded with doubt. Doubt even before you get started. How can I? Assures there's a way. You just have to find it. That one shift in language changes the entire path of what you'll attempt in life. And number 3, stop relying on that one door. Start looking for many. Don't take your whole future on one plan. One opportunity, one person saying yes. The person who expand the most are the ones who stay flexible, stay creative, and keep moving until when the original plan falls through. Growth isn't a moment. It's a decision you make over and over again. Before we dive into the laws framework, I want to take you back to a defining chapter in my journey. In 2002, I started a nonprofit, First Home Alliance. And in January 2004, I actually retired from the United States Army and started the daily operation of First Home Alliance. During this time period, it was a growth time period. We were expanding. Of course, we started off with 1 employee. We grew to 4. And before you know it, I had actually 4 full-time housing counselors, 3 part-time housing counselors. We grew because of the housing boom, taking care of the needs of our community. This is the expansion time period. But guess what? It didn't stay on that track. There was a different season. In 2008, a heart attack moment. It was contraction. Learn the mission. During this time period, the organization had to contract. We downsized because of funding. The mission was still clear. We stayed clear of our mission. However, during this contraction period, we grew. We had to learn, not necessarily go through it. We actually grew through it. And again, another track, another chapter in 2019, the pandemic. During this time, it was an expansion. It proved that as an organization, we could grow. We could grow without losing ourselves. We expanded into different markets, opened up an office in Montgomery County, Maryland, and then later an office in the south side of Chicago. So we expanded during this time period, really knew that this is something that we'd been through that season before. We grew when we first started in 2004, and now we're in the growth stage again. But it didn't stay there. We had to continue to move. We had to continue to grow. 2024, 2025, contraction again. But this time it was peaceful. There was no heart attack moment because we knew the rhythm. We've been there before. We grew from the past. We learned from the past. This experience proved to me that there is no finish line, but there is a rhythm. And once you hear it, you stop fighting the beat. Now, here are 4 practical ways to apply the law of expansion using the law's framework. It's locked in around locate, adapt, wisdom, and serve the mission. L, locate your cycle before you can expand wisely. You have to be honest about where you're standing right now. Are you in a season of expansion or a season of contraction? Both are legitimate. Both are necessary. The leader who pretends they're always in growth burns out. The leader who locates their cycle and lead from a place of clarity instead of the now succeed. A is adapt. Don't resist. Don't resist the moment. You fight the cycle you're in. If you fight it, you lose it. If you're in contraction and you keep spending like you're in expansion, you'll break something. You'll go broke. If you're in expansion and you keep operating like you're still small, you'll cap your own growth. Flexibility isn't weakness. Flexibility is what separates leaders who last from leaders who burn out. They burn out chasing the season that's already over. So the action this week, identify one place where you are resisting your currency and still adapting to it. Adjust it. W is for wisdom. Wisdom to lead through it. Lead your people when they're not watching. People are watching you, how you act when things are not going the way they are. They're not necessarily watching you when things are winning. They're watching you how you act when things are tight. Wisdom is stand steady in both seasons, not just the one that looks good on camera. That steadiness is what earns trust and outlasts any single crisis. No span, just clarity. S, serve the mission, not the moment. First on the line, serve families, whether we're a team of 4 or a team of 15. That clarity is what kept us sane through every swing in the cycle. When your identity is tied to the mission instead of the size of the moment, contraction can't shake you and expansion can't inflate you. So the action this week, it is to identify your current season that you're experiencing, whether expansion or contraction. Stop fighting it. Don't just go through it, grow through it. There is no finish line, but here, there is a rhythm. And once you hear it, you'll stop fighting it. Growth isn't a destination, it's a cycle. Expansion, contraction, expansion again. And the leaders who understand that rhythm don't panic when things tighten up. They prepare, they lead, they serve. That's the law of expansion. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Wednesday Wisdom Live. I pray this message gives you something to think about, something to act on, and something to carry you for the rest of the week. If this message was value to your leadership journey, please like, subscribe, and click on notification so we'll continue to grow together. Be sure to click the link in the description to take the leadership assessment and join Living the Laws community. Until next time, keep growing, keep leading, and keep living the laws. I'm Larry Laws Sr., reminding you to think before you move and to make your next move your best move.